Good morning, fellas. So, you seen last night. You'll probably see this video Monday morning-ish, but last night was Friday night, today is Saturday, and it is race day, Cache at the Creek. And last night I rebuilt the turbo, so everything seems to be good. You can see way back there, I already got her all loaded up and put it on the chip a couple times. Everything seemed to be all right. Spools up a little slower with this converter, but that was kind of expected. Bump worked, didn't leak anything, made boost, so seems to be okay. Fuel pump sounds great. Sounds like she's healthy and ready for some abuse. So got her all loaded up. I'm gonna go grab some lunch, probably make a little fuel stop too. Kind of forgot about fuel because I drained it all out and then some of it evaporates and then you lose a whole bunch on the floor. Now I'll only have 5 gallons in the car. So gonna go stop, get a little bit of fuel, make sure we're all good there, and head up to the track. It's cool. It's probably like 65 degrees at the 20-mile-an-hour wind, so the car should run hard today. Air seems to be pretty good, and should be a fun night. I'm looking forward to it. What a grind to get back running. There wasn't really a whole lot of work. It was just more communication and getting parts and all that fun stuff, fun struggles of today. So that's what we got going on. We're loaded up. We're ready to go. Gonna grab some lunch, hit the road, and hopefully car runs real hard and we can have a good time again tonight and pull it back in the garage with no problems. That would make me extra pumped. So we're gonna get going. We'll see you up there. Alright guys, so we are out here, Grove Creek Raceway, for the 3rd installment of Cache at the Creek. So car's ready to go. I tested the bump at home, put it on the trans brake, everything seems to be all good there, track tranny fluid, so we're ready to go. Gonna head up to a test pass here pretty quick. We just did the chip draw and I drew a very fast wagon by Shagwag, Dan Griefey, if you're from around here and know who he is. Very fast car, so we're probably screwed, but maybe we'll get lucky like last time. So I'm gonna go up there, make a test hit. Got the car pretty much sauced all the way up, and we'll see what in the heck happens. All right, test pass. Cache at the Creek. All right, so we did the test pass. Riverside Racecraft is correct. Converter was a heck of a lot tighter, but it actually kind of went to the 60 foot. But if you've seen my dad, maybe you could, maybe you couldn't, but it flung the belt, of course, so put that back on, got a couple things dialed in, and then it should be ready to rip. I don't know what it's gonna do. Hopefully it goes fast if it keeps the belt on. I know it doesn't like not having that belt, so we'll find out, but I'm about to gear up and head back up, so ride along with me. All right, guys, so there you've seen it. First round, got beat. I don't know what Dan's car did, but it didn't look like he left the line super good, and I was out for probably 400 feet, and then all of a sudden, that big block power come in. She went blazing on by, but that's how she rolls. The car did not do what I was kind of anticipating it to do. I opened the dump valve up a little bit because just to try to combat that really tight converter, but it did not like that, which I knew the last time I tried it with this converter, it didn't like it either, but I rewired it and changed some things. I was like, maybe it'll do it, but didn't want none of that. So it ended up going pretty slow. Got bumped out first round. Not a big deal. You know, not too concerned. The car is it's just not where it used to be, and I got to figure out what is going on. But I sat around and looked at the tune-up for quite a long time and looked at the data and just tried to come up with an idea, and I whipped up another tune-up, and we headed up to Lanes. And then shout out to Vert. Vert wanted to run me. He's watched some of the videos and seen the car out a few times, and he's like, let's line up. And I was like, all right, I'm in. So we lined up, fun little race, no money on the line or anything. I'm too poor for that, but we had a heck of a fun time. It was a good run. We were side by side for a little bit, and that big block power walked right away, of course, and the car was still kind of a turd, but you'll see it in the video. Also, just wanted to say sorry, my GoPro did not work. They updated the app, which is, whatever, but I never connected the thing to the app, so I don't know how it would have known, and I haven't opened the app in a while since the last Cache at the Creek, so I have no clue. It wanted me to redo all the license agreements and all that stuff, and I redid it all in the pits after the first round so I could get a video when I went back up for my, I guess, test pass, you could say, the last pass I made, and it wanted nothing to do with it again. So I'm not sure what that thing's deal is. If you've watched my channel for a while, I kind of hate GoPros. They're kind of garbage. They work 50% of the time, maybe even less. So whatever. But sorry I couldn't get any in-car videos. I don't know if you guys like them or not, but I kind of like doing them. They're fun. It looks cool in the car, but next time we'll try to do it. yeah, so that was our run. It's pretty awesome. I always like lining up even next to another car, even if, you know, there's no race on the line or no money on the line. It's always just a good time to be next to someone and try to cut a good light and try to leave. But car actually went a little faster that time. Still not even close to where it's been before, but it was some improvement. It was faster ET, but it was pretty slow to the 60 foot. I don't really understand why. It kind of struggles. It doesn't. It gets on the chip pretty much how it used to, but it don't do the same thing like it used to do. I feel like it revved faster before, but it's just so hard to tell, you know. And the tune-up, the way that I built boost before was a lot different with a stock head. When I put the ported heads on, I noticed it didn't really like it when you pulled 17 degrees of timing out of it. That's how I got to spool before. I pulled 17 degrees. Now I only pulled like 10. But maybe it wants 17 with this converter. I'm not really totally sure. That part of that tune has changed significantly. Otherwise, everything else in the tune is virtually identical. But it moved, but it wasn't what it was supposed to be at all, or what it would have done last year for sure. That tune-up would have been spicy last year. So back to the drawing board. I looked at the data and I was thinking maybe we'll go up, make one more, but it was dropping like 2,000, 2,200 on the shift, which is just astronomically way too much. And I know the stock motors do not like 32 PSI at 5,800 RPM, so I elected, we'll hang her up. It runs, I'll drive it back on the trailer, and that sounded like a pretty good idea to me. So I just pulled her back in the pits and left her sit and went up and watched some of the end of the racing. Had some good conversations with some guys up there. It was super fun to finally talk to everyone since last time we went kind of far, and that particular race moved along extremely fast. So this one was a little bit slower paced, and then I got knocked out right away, so I finally got to chat around and see some of the guys, I hadn't seen since last year and all that good stuff. So that was definitely fun. It was definitely a great night of racing. I always love going out there, even getting booted out first round and the car not doing what it's supposed to do. It's just, I enjoy being up there a lot. So we definitely had a hell of a time. Super pumped for next year. Not exactly sure where the car is going to go. I have ideas. I have theories on what's wrong with it, but there's just nothing that I can put a finger on instantly without like making a dramatic change that I feel like changing the gear. So that's the only thing. The motor and the gear are the only thing that's different from last year, and the type of transmission fluid I use, that's different as well. So I don't know if I want to change the gear, because I still feel with the looser converter, the Circle D one that was in it, the last Cache at the Creek, it should have been really fast with the 390, but it wasn't, because that one actually was better than the PTC with the old gear as far as shift drop and things like that, and the way it flashed and how it pulled out the back. I mean, all the data showed that it was pretty good. The car wasn't fast. And so then we put this one in just to try with the 390. I didn't know what it was going to do. Everyone said it was going to be tight. It was. Not sure if it's something wrong in the motor and it really wasn't going to be tight, or the only real way to prove it is to put the 350s back in and go after it again. But like I say, at the end of the day, I don't really want the 350s in it, so I should try to figure it out now. But I just got to do a couple tests on the car and think about it and talk to some people and just try to develop a thought process on what is wrong here, because I just can't lay a finger on it. It don't mile an hour, it don't 60 foot, and it don't ET. So it's something is up, but I don't know what. Like I said, last winter before we went to Florida, I had the trans completely apart and it was perfect. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. So I don't think it's transmission related at all. And I kind of don't think it's torque converter related either. But how do you know? I mean, I really have no clue. I changed stuff in the cam. I mean, I changed degree, seen that a few videos ago. I was thinking maybe the push rod length is wrong, but that would make no sense because both heads were truck pull-off heads. I mean, they're untouched and they decked them, which they only take, 2 to 4 thousandths off of the head like that. And even 2 to 4 thousandths isn't going to change your push rod length they sell them in increments of like 15 thousandths, so that's not gonna throw it off. It just doesn't make sense. I have no clue. So let me know. Feel free to message me if you have any ideas. I'm open to anything and I can answer a lot of questions about it, but I don't know what's wrong with it. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. Thanks for checking everything out. And I'll be back soon, hopefully. Get this thing back the way it should be. Get it so it does this at the track again. And yeah.